Welcome back, Lord of the Rings fans and Tolkien enthusiasts. I am back with my next video covering Tolkien and his amazing world and creation. So today I am talking about Middle-earth strategy battle game, and that is actually my biggest joy about Tolkien's world is the Middle-earth strategy battle game. So for those who don't know what that is, it is a tabletop game based off of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies and books. So it is owned by Games Workshop and also Forge World. So those are two companies. Both of them are New England based, Britain, whatever you want to call it, based companies that make the models on a tabletop scale. It's a 25 millimeter scale, so about an inch. So they are made from plastic resin, or it's metal, but it's got a specific name. We'll just say it's metal. I think it's called like cast metal or something like that. So I can't remember the specific name for it, but that sounds good enough to me. It's a type of metal. We'll just go with that. Um, Game been around for a long time. It's been around since 2001 when the original Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring movie came out. And the game was built for you to recreate scenes from the movies and books, not just the movies, but also the books, because Games Workshop and Forge World have the rights to build models based off the books and the movies. And like I said, they've been around since 2001, and they make these models. They're just cast, so they've got obviously some sort of plastic injection of some sort, I'm assuming, to make these models. And they come on sprues for the plastic. They come on sprues of usually about 12 models. Those are usually like your warriors of Minas Tirith, warriors of Rohan, Mordor orcs, to just use the common everyday models and characters that we would know. I mean, if you've just watched Lord of the Rings, you're going to know what a warrior of Minas Tirith looks like. You're going to know what a warrior of Rohan looks like. You're going to know what a rider of Rohan looks like. You're going to know what a Mordor orc looks like. So stuff like that is pretty commonplace in Tolkien's Legendarium and also in the game. It is a very fun game. I'm not going to lie. So the game works around playing 4x4 tables, and every model has a specific points value, and then you build an army. Most play it's not narrative. So there's two different types. There's narrative and match play, and narrative is just exactly recreating the scenes from the movies and books. And there's a lot of good ones. I've taken part in several. I'd say more than several, probably about almost a dozen now, narrative scenarios over the past few years with my local gaming group, and it's fun to do. It's fun to play. It's one of those things where if you've never played Middle Earth Strategy Battle Game, also referred to as MESBG, which is how I will refer to it from now on, just because it's easier to say MESBG than Middle Earth Strategy Battle Game over and over and over again. It's very fun to play. It's pretty easy to get into as well, I would say. It's like any hobby. You're going to invest some money into it. If you try to get into a hobby and not invest money into it, then I'm sorry, but your your hobby probably isn't that fun. I mean, you could go. That's not to say that all hobbies have to. I mean, walking could be your hobby, and that could be a good hobby, and also exercise, obviously. But I mean, just go down a rabbit hole here for a second. If you're going walking, some people enjoy walking and just enjoying nature. Well, if you do that, you're still investing in that hobby, because you got to get shoes, you got to get clothes, probably need sunglasses or a hat when it gets hot outside. If you like walking daily, well, in the wintertime, you're going to need warm clothes. In the rainy conditions, you're going to need an umbrella or a coat. So you're still investing in your hobbies no matter what, I think. Gardening, you're investing in that with your tools, your trowels, and your shovels, and all kinds of things, you know. Um, let's see, video games. Don't even get me started on that. Video games. I know. I've already put up several video game videos on this channel, but don't get me started on video games. Too many people get wrapped up into it. I think video games are a good escape, but if all you do is get up, go to work, come home and play video games, go to bed, rinse and repeat, you need to get a life. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. You're kind of sorry. You got to get a life. There's so much out there other than video games. If that's your thing, more power to you. But you know what? There is so much more to life than just doing that. But it is a hobby, and it's probably one of the more expensive hobbies. But let's get back on topic here. So, Middle Earth strategy battle game. It's really fun. Um, like I said, it's been around since 2001. It's gone through a couple iterations. It was originally called the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game. Then, when the Hobbit movies came out in 2012, 13, and 14, it got upgraded to the Hobbit strategy battle game. And now it has been brought, they have both been brought under one roof, one encompassing title known as Middle Earth strategy battle game. So, I'm going to do some videos not only talking about the game, but I'll also talk about, how a model's characteristics work, and stuff like that. So I'm not going to try and get any copyright infringements, obviously, but I'll definitely do a video talking about the history of Middle Earth strategy battle gaming. I've got a number of books. I've got pretty much every book that's come out except for like 2 or 3, all the different supplements, and a lot of them are no longer canon, to use a term. You can look at them and draw inspiration from them, but if you're trying to just meet up and do a game, they are no longer canon. And then I've got some magazines, some cool stuff. So the other thing, I talked about the narrative play. The second one was match play. I know I bounce around. It's okay. I think those videos actually a little better when people are like, oh, I can bounce around, listen to different stuff. I think that's cool. I mean, I like a structure, but I also like an open, free conversation flow, which is kind of what I think these videos are good for, which is what this first one is. And so like I say, it's match play. Every model's worth a certain amount of points. Obviously, the basic warrior models, like I was talking about earlier, are lower points, and then hero models are worth more. Better hero models are worth the most. You got monsters, obviously, and like trolls and bats and that kind of stuff. So, if you're new to Lord of the Rings, you never heard of Middle Earth strategy battle game, I would encourage you to go check out Game Workshop and look at it. You can just Google Middle Earth strategy battle game and just see the images of the amazing paint jobs that people have done. Because that's the other thing. These things are cast plastic or gray resin or, bare metal, silver metal, which you have to paint. So you have to paint these things. And I think everybody's, my favorite part is is not painting. I'd say my favorite part is meeting people. But one of my favorite parts about the hobby is the fact that you get to paint things and you paint in your own likeness, Yeah, the movies have models, they have their costumes and their characters dressed up one way, but when it comes to your model, you can paint it however you want. And for example, myself, I've taken several armies they use colors that are darker, like reds and blacks and stuff of that nature, and I've painted in blue and purple. Something to make it stand out, something to make it my own, to make it Jason's model, make it Jason's army. And a lot of people do that. And I think that's one of the really cool things is you can see how people customize their models to their own personal paint scheme. And don't get me wrong, I follow the paint schemes for a lot of models, but at the end of the day, they are your models when you buy them and paint them. So you have to have fun with it. So yeah, that's just a little bit about Middle Earth strategy battle game. Go ahead. Please look into it. Please get into it. A community has been growing very well the last few years because the new iteration came out in 2018. So we're on our 3rd year now with the current iteration, and there's several supplements that have come out since then. So thanks guys for following along. Hope you enjoy this, and please go check out Middle Earth strategy battle game.